A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I welcome you all to the 108th session of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Ours is the only organization I know is dedicated to individuals. We work together to bring out the best in each of us, and then we apply these skills to help others. Said by the founder of Toastmaster, Rafi C. Smedley. There are few ground rules that has to be followed during this meeting. Please turn off your cell phones or keep them on silent mode. Please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics during this meeting. Do keep your mics muted unless you come on stage. Lastly, please do keep your cameras on so we could witness your beautiful smile. The mission of Toastmaster Club is to provide mutually supportive and positive learning experience by which members develop their communication skill and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I think we all know that when we are lazy and we don't have any single reason to leave our bed in the morning to study or work, there comes a small voice from deep inside to get up and push forward. To know what it is, let's see what's in today's session. Without further ado, let me hand over the session to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Saumi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kriti, for jogging us up from our Sunday afternoon drowsiness. Today's theme is concerned with self-discipline, something that all of us have struggled at some point of our time in our lives. In my personal opinion and experience, I would like to say that evolution and tech revolution might also be one of the reasons that some of us might lack discipline today. For me, it was not hard at all to sit and study for hours together without taking breaks back when I was in school preparing for boards or even school exams. Now, after 20 minutes of study, I pick up my phone for a 5-minute break, and then when I keep it down, 1 hour has already been passed. Most of discipline is also is concerned with being accountable and being responsible even when no one is looking at you. I would like to recognize today, being the World Environment Day, the world needs our responsible selves to treat it with care, people watching or not. So let us try to close the dripping taps, to put the plastic wrappers into our bags when we cannot find a dustbin, and order only the amount of food that we can eat. And take other measures too that does not seemingly look like we are forcibly helping the planet, but at least not hurt the planet at the very least. With that note, I would also like to recognize our Vice President Education, Kriti, for always trying and keeping things glued together in VTC and making this session happen. She's here today to give a speech, not taking the day off to even celebrate her own birthday, because she's made this commitment. It is moments like these that keeps reminding us to stay involved and keep doing what we love, what we are doing, especially when we not mostly feel like doing it. Happy birthday, Kriti. I would also like to welcome our two guest role players, Toastmaster Karupaswamy as timer. Welcome, sir. It is always a great pleasure to have you in VTC and your energy.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And Toastmaster Hari from Aura VIP. We are so glad to have you here, Hari. Aura has always been a great friend to VTC. With that said, and not delaying any further, let me declare open VTC 108. Our Toastmaster of the day, Bharath, has always been keen to bring versatile topics to the stage. And even with when he brings topics that might seem a little boomer or boring, he makes sure to make it so much fun. So let me now hand over the session to our Toastmaster of the day, Bharath, to take us through this theme, the power of self-discipline.
Thank you, Toastmaster Somini. Well, am I audible and clear? Yes, great. Well, first of all, as usual, I'm going to start off with a question that how many of you wake up early in the morning? Wait. Before that, I just want to confirm that waking up at 8 a.m. is not considered to be early morning. And now raise your hands.
Myself. Myself.
Oh, yes. I could see there is only one disciplined student in this meeting. Yeah, that's great. Now put your hands down. So now, many people think that wearing shoes and tucking your shirts are a kind of discipline. Many people think, and some people think that being calm and closing your mouth and sitting is also a kind of discipline that people think. Maybe I can say these are all some of the sorts of being a discipline, but this is not the only thing that can make you a disciplined guy. There are many other things, and you're not going to you're not going to worry about it because I'm here today and we'll talk about this later on from this session. And here now I would like to call an important person who is going to make this session in a disciplined way. Well, it's none other than the general evaluator for today's session, Toastmaster.
Learning to effectively lead yourself and others all comes down to discipline. Happiness, success, and fulfillment stem from focus and self control. Good evening, everyone. I'm your general evaluator of the day. As general evaluator, my role is to evaluate the entire meeting today and give a comprehensive report on what went good and how we can improve. Studies show that people with self discipline are happier. Why? Because with discipline and self control, we actually accomplish more of the goals we truly care about. Self discipline is the bridge between goals defined and the goals accomplished. The first and the best victory is to conquer self, but doing so is not exactly easy. But what can help you achieve this is to master self discipline. Unmaster self discipline is to know your strengths and weaknesses, which is exactly why my tag team is present here: Timer, our counter, and the grammarian. If you hope to achieve great degrees of self discipline, you must first have a clear vision of what you hope to achieve. Just like any goal, setting goals and clearing them are a great method of achieving self discipline. And to ensure that our speakers hit their time limit goals, we have a timer today, TM Karupswamy. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and beloved guests. Thank you, General Evaluator, for a wonderful introduction. Time plays a significant role in our life. Time helps us to make good habit of structuring and organizing our daily activities, as said by TMOD. If you understand the value of time better, you can gain experience and develop skills over time. Time is the most valuable resource because you cannot take it back. Time and tide waits for none. Just like tide, time once gone does not come back. It is even important than money. Money once gone can be earned again, but time cannot be brought back. Therefore, it is very important to use time wisely. To make best use of time, one should always prioritize things. The timer is a simple but essential role in Toastmaster meeting. I will be monitoring each participant and recording the time. I will be display green, yellow and red color in my screen. Green green means you are qualified. Yellow means you are in the middle of the speech. Red is you are in the maximum limit. You have 30 seconds more to conclude your speech. So all are requested to use the grace period and rock the stage. For today's meeting, the allotted time is for prepared speech it is 5 to 7 minutes. For theory topics, it is 1 to 2 minutes. For evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. All speakers are requested to ping me before you deliver your speech. I will presenting the timer report after the evaluation section when called by the general evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator. Thank you so much for the opportunity given.
Thank you, Timer, for your wonderful introduction. Next up is our R counter, TM Sadhana. Over to you, R counter.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Happy evening to the MOD of the day, fellow Toastmaster and our guest. Consider if a self-disciplineless person will definitely herself or himself is going to hate one day and also by others. So as the same way, using her in your speech will make your audience out of you. So there is a only solution to make a good practice for both. Even for getting a self-discipline, you have to be practiced, and to get your good speech, you have to practice for your speech without so I am here to look over a crutch words like then comes a filler words like but, still, even filler phrases like and so, etc. So which those things will make you dispose from your energy level of speech. As a hard counter, my duty is to watch and catch of those words and making aware of those words too. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Let me expect our sound and not her sound. All the very best for all the role players. Over to the general evaluator of them.
Thank you, R counter. Creating new habits and rituals are a great way to build up self-discipline. In the same spirit, we have a grammarian, TM Mahalakshmi, who is going to be helping us pick up new words today. I would like to call upon the grammarian. Over to you, TM Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hello, everyone. Do you have overcome your laziness to accomplish your goal? I can say confidently, yes, we did. That means we are self-disciplined. I would like to bring my scenario, which has happened in my 11th standard. I literally begged my English teachers to get the pass mark. I still remember that much I was poor at in English. A year passes, I got my mentor who gave me a wonderful tip. That is, if you want to achieve something, you must stay with whom already doing it. So then I found that communities like a Toastmasters, where my discipline is practiced, is whatever happened in our meetings, whatever happens, I attended my Toastmasters meeting as much as possible. This discipline induced me to take actions, which results whom you're speaking confidently as a grammarian. Once again, good evening to fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I'm Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. I'm a grammarian of this meeting. For your guest reference, I would like to elaborate the roles and responsibility of grammarian. As a grammarian, I carefully absorb the language used in the meeting, word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. And I not only take a note of improper language, but also exceptionally skillful usage. And I'm also responsible for selecting the word of the day. Now, time to introduce the word of the day, that is tenacity, which means the quality or fact of being able to grip something firmly. For example, in our cycle meeting, our team, we were appreciated the top performer of this year because of our tenacity in sales. Once again, I repeat the word of the sentence. We were appreciated the top performer of the year because of our tenacity in sales. Tenacity is originated from Latin. It's recorded in 1520s from Latin tenacitas, equivalent to tenact. The related words like utspa, courage, determination, grit, and spirit. I encourage everyone to use this word not only in the meeting and day-to-day practice. Now, I would like to give an opportunity to everyone use the stage to practice this word. Any volunteers to practice this word, tenacity? Okay,
The,
I'll expect everyone. Okay, so many.
the anchor in a tug of war needs to have a tenacious grip.
Such a nice word. Thank you for using this opportunity, so many. And I will give my report when I call upon. Thank you. Over to you, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, grammarian. I too will be ready with my report at the end of the session along with my tag team. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for successfully introducing your roles and your taglines. And now, when we move on to discipline. So now, I could say that discipline lies in every action we do. For example, when you take the action of eating food, so our mind will always tell us to do the junk, eat us to, I mean, tell us to eat junk foods and the foods that are not healthy to our body. And it will be like our mind says no, but our stomach needs it. So when we have this kind of thing, and we should control ourselves to not eat those things. So this is one of the discipline, a self-discipline that we all need to consider about it. So in simple words, I could say self-discipline is like, if someone is not even caring about you, but you should do some certain things that is depend only upon you, because we know if you are doing things when only somebody is ordering you, it will not always be right. So when you're controlling yourself, and that is for the sake of yourself, and that will be called self-discipline. And in other terms, being on time is also a kind of discipline. For example, when you say you're going to school, you're going to college, or you're going to your office, you should always be on time. And even when you're attending a Toastmasters meeting, you should be on time to get the most of it. So these are some of the things that self-discipline lies. And one more thing is that when I say January 1st, the thing that always comes to our mind is that resolution. Yes, we always interested in taking a resolution, but none of us ready to follow it. Yes. So when I say that, in my experience, that usually when I take a diary, when it is January 1st, and I will start writing the schedule that I'm going to follow throughout the year. Well, wait, just carefully hear that I'm going to follow that. I'm going to write what I'm going to follow throughout the year. And I'll start practicing that activities as per the schedule and day by day. And very few after that, on one fine day, I'll stop doing that schedule. And very few days after that, I'll stop following the schedule. Yeah, this is not only happens for me. I think many of us will accompany with me, I believe. So this is one of the things that we should be disciplined about it. So there is some one way, not, if you're not, if you're facing the same issue like me of not being self-disciplined, here I have something to share you. And I will share you after an interesting segment called prepared speech. So a prepared speech is that the person will have a topic already, and he or she has to prepare based on that. So here for prepared speeches, firstly, we have our speaker one, Toastmaster Shrutika. Well, when it comes to Toastmaster Shrutika, she is always a person who is doing innovative and creative things from the day on she started. Well, before calling her, I would like to call her evaluator, Hariharan from Moravi.
Hello, am I audible? Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm really glad to be here as an evaluator for Toastmasters Shrutika. Today, Toastmasters Shrutika is going to give her icebreaker speech. She has no objectives, but I'll evaluate her on basic general parameters like pauses, her speech structure, her hand gestures, her stage coverage, her vocalization, voice modulation, eye contact. All the best. The first icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Shrutika, and over to the TM.
Yeah. Thank you, evaluator. Now Toastmaster Shrutika. Yeah, are you ready?
Yes, dear Modi.
Yeah, great. So, as it is your first speech, I would like to tell you that just be calm and don't be nervous and give a rocking speech.
Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Shrutika, a journey, a journey, Toastmaster Shrutika.
A very good evening, dear Modi, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Here, how many of you agree with the well known statement, life is a race, run, run? In my opinion, it's definitely not a race. Life is all about enjoying the journey and just to not finish the line. Today, I'm here to share my journey with you all. Well, my journey till today is just revolve around three things. Just three things. It's my family, school with few friends, and my ongoing CA course. Coming to family, my native is Chennai, and we lived in Triplicane, where there is an area called Ramnagar. It contains around 3,500 houses, and each and every person is the relative to one another. And ours is a joint family, and we are around 15 members in our house. After my school, my full time is playing with my street friends. My mom will be shouting from the balcony, Shrutika, enough playing. And I'll be at the street end and shouting, Ma, 5 more minutes. And of course, you all know it won't be the 5 more minutes and substituted with 1 hour. And hey, have you ever heard about the hour cycle? Which is just for 5 rupees, 1 hour, we can ride a cycle. And I just took the cycle and go round and round for all the 7 to 8 streets and like all areas under my control. And helping the neighbors to houses for buying their groceries and fighting with my friends for the excess amount, which is after purchase. Everything went well until our family apart because of some house property issue. Then we shifted to Vellore. But those days were such terrible days of my life. I'm just 10-year-old at the time. And coming to my mom and dad, mom is the odd person of my whole family, where I would like to substitute the word unique instead of the word odd. She always thinks beyond the ordinary, which others feel unnecessary. She taught me to dream big. She taught me what is self development, what is self improvement, and the studies which I'm studying now, not just for myself and my family, it should be for the society to do something. And none of them knows what is the self development or self improvement means in my family. To define her in one sentence, like the cuckoo feed their children, she will just search for invaluable informations and feed me. Coming to my dad, he's my best friend and my crime partner. His flashback is always my bedtime stories. And while mom teaches me what is knowledge, dad taught me what life means, how to be with people, what is the value of relationship, friends, etc. Coming to my school life, till 7th, I studied in Chennai, and there used to be a gang in the school who always teases me, scratch my books and whatnot. It created me a fear to go to the school and an inferior feeling. It had an impact on my studies too. And the school just stamped me as the below average student, and which started to believe me I'm incapable of anything. And these things get changed when I came to Vellore through the new friends and teachers who made me realize my capabilities, and I started to believe in myself. I got school second in economics at 12th grade. And this made me to pursue the tough course called CA. And this journey is also the mixture of happy and sadness with the opinions, judgments, deadlines. And whenever I go to the examination, my next attempt, I see my juniors there and Akka, you are still writing the exam? How many attempts have been made? And I'm just stand and stand not to answer those questions. But I'm clear at one thing. I know I'm going slow, but with perseverance and willpower, I will finish the line. And firstly, as the summary, I told you what I want to tell, and I told them to you. Now I'm going to tell what I told you as a summary. Finally, believe in yourself. And secondly, remember, time heals everything. Time heals it, friends. And ego. I lost my few friends because of my ego. And there were a triangular love story in my school where two besties will always need me to be at their side, and there will be fightings in both of them. And next one is patience and positive attitude. Always, when I say positive attitude, should be 100%, not 89 or 99%. I'll just brief it with you an example. Imagine you just gone to a grocery store and bought an honey bottle, which is 99% pure, and there is 1% of Domex or Harpic. Just mix it to it. Will you still believe that it is 99% pure? That is the point I'm trying to say. 100% positive attitude should be there. And finally, Steve Jobs said that you can't connect the dots just looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Even I can connect it in my life. Just imagine if I was still in my old school, what would have happened? It's horrible to think. And finally, I strongly believe the purpose of life is joy, just joy. And life is very short, Nimba. Always be happy. Thank you. Over to the DMO.
Wow, that's an amazing speech. Well, I think that she's doing her first speech. And even, you know what? Toastmaster Kalpaswamy sir has directly messaged me that is this her icebreaker. Great job, Toastmaster Shweta. And and now let us have a 1 minute of silence. And people, you can send your feedback to Toastmaster Shrutika by personally or through the chat box provided. And timer, please let me know when the 1 minute is over. Yes, is the 1 minute is over?
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. So now it's time to call our second speaker. Well, this speaker is very special, who has been working tirelessly for the growth of VTC. Yes, and you know what? This is a very special day for her because it is her birthday. Yes, I hope you all guessed it. So it's none other than Toastmaster Kriti for you. So before calling Toastmaster Kriti, I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. My target speaker, Toastmaster Kriti, is pursuing her Toastmasters journey in the pathway presentation mastery. Today, she'll be giving her level 2 project 3 speech called Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. With this speech, Toastmaster Kriti will be completing her level 2. I'm rooting for you, Kriti. All the best. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, Toastmaster Kriti, are you ready? Yeah, great. So Toastmaster Kriti, when the student is ready, when the student is ready, Toastmaster Kriti, over to you.
Thank you, Tia Modi. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. When you think of relationships in your life, you'll be probably thinking about your parents, siblings, maybe teachers or bosses that had a positive impact in your life. There is one special relationship that only some come across. In Toastmaster, we are fortunate enough to have been assigned with mentors to have that mentor protege relationship. Toastmaster members have a long history of supporting and nurturing each other through mentorship. A mentor offers encouragement and guidance to a fellow member of Toastmasters to achieve his or her goals. A mentor has the opportunity to share experience, wisdom, and knowledge, while a protege gains a foundation for building skills and meeting goals. I remember the time when I joined Toastmasters on January 2021. I had no clue on how a speech should be delivered. I remember even for my first icebreaker speech, I took help from the videos of my fellow Toastmasters who had already delivered their speech. Somehow, I completed writing the script as well as delivering it successfully. I knew I wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn to be confident, to improve my gestures, as well as to be a flawless speaker. Have any one of you heard that when the student is ready, the master will appear? It is a quotation attributed to Buddhist origins. On May 15th, I was assigned a mentor. I wasn't sure how it works though. I just texted him saying that I was his mentee. The minute I did so, he asked me about my pathway, the roles I have been taken so far in the club. He motivated me to take general evaluator in the upcoming session and asked me to start preparing for my second speech. As delivering speech was still new to me, I didn't get any idea on what topic should I speak about. So I asked him to give some ideas. He said, Kriti, you can talk about your hobby, something you're really passionate about, or some social aspect you feel strongly about. Then I thought, I recently went to KSR Dam in Mysore. I was really annoyed by seeing how people spoil even the tourist place, rather than putting rather than put the waste in the dustbin. That I came with the topic, a step towards zero waste. From helping me select the topic till the final draft of the speech, he was my guiding force. He gave me his inputs throughout. It felt like I was not alone in writing the script. My mentor was along with me sharing my idea. Under his guidance, I learned why it is important to practice a speech prior a work week. He told me that delivering a speech with the adequate practice is required to be a better communicator. He also said me that it is always advisable to be ready with a script before booking the slot. Mentoring provides us direction, training, support, motivation, helps us achieving our goals and success. I'm happy that everyone is assigned with their mentors in Toastmasters. It actually gives us privilege to learn from the mentor's experience, their learnings, their mistakes. It is also said that it is a two-way process. Even mentors develop their leadership skills and reinforce their knowledge. If you can find mentors outside Toastmaster too, you're very lucky to have one in your life where you can even like interact with them, sharing to him or her about your personal and professional problems. I had found one when I had started my internship journey at Pune Elevators. My mentor there taught me not to rely on others and try to start doing things on my own. Whenever I faced any problems in completing tasks, rather than giving solution, my mentor used to drop hints on the whereabouts to look for solution. This helped me to be confident whenever I used to face for any problems. I used to look for alternative solutions rather than waiting for someone to provide the solution. He taught me to always document things on whatever new I learned. He always used to say that whenever you approach a problem, you have to see in depth in understanding the back process behind it. These are the things which I learned from my mentor in Toastmasters as well as outside Toastmasters. These were the two big life-changing examples of having a mentor in my life. I'm grateful that they became my mentors. I'm grateful that I was ready when they were there. And how about you, Toastmasters? Are you ready? Is the student in you ready? For the master, maybe just be waiting for you, sitting nearby. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kriti, for giving such an amazing speech. And now let us have 1 minute of silence, and you can give your feedback to Toastmaster Kriti. And timer, please let me know, and the 1 minute is over. Yeah, thank you. So now, where did I stop last? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I told you that I'm going to tell you how to recover from not following the schedule and following the resolution. Yes. So you have wrote a schedule for your resolution, and if you're not following it for 1 day, what our mind thinks is that, oh my God, how am I going to follow it? I just completely lost it. And you kept on worrying about the past, and you started worrying about the 1 day that you missed on the schedule. When you kept on worrying about that, you just start to forget what you really want in your life and what you really want to achieve in your life. Even you might be having some kind of enthusiasm before that, but when you start to think about the past that you have missed, you will completely feel embarrassed about yourself, and you will start losing yourself. So there is only one thing to get over that, is that you should start living in the present. There is nothing going to happen if you miss that 1 day, because we have a lot more days to go. If you're skipped on 1 day because everyone has it emergency and the personal things to do, if you're still worrying about the 1 day that you missed, you will never going to achieve your goal. So just start to live in the present. Don't worry about the past, because I hope you all know this saying that yesterday is a history and tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, and that is why it is called present. So just keep working on your present, and you can schedule your goals well, and you can reach it. And now here, I would like to conduct a very small activity here. Well, firstly, I would like to have a volunteer for that. You can just unmute yourself and speak. Yes, the activity is going to be very simple.
Toastmaster Hari has raised his hand.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Toastmaster Hariharan, for volunteering. Well, so this activity is about, well, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. The questions is not like very difficult ones. They're just very simple and funny questions. And you can answer it in the way you want. It can be 2 lines, 3 lines, or even a paragraph. So that's your wish. It can be only just 3 to 4 questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great. So Toastmaster Hariharan. So what is that one movie that you never wanted to watch again?
Like there's not exactly a one movie. I have a lot of movies that I never wanted to watch again. Like I never wanted to watch in the first place. I watched it because of my friends made me watch. There is like a certain amount of movies which may be controversial to other people as well because they might like this movie. I'm not liking this movie. Like there are some Bollywood movies. Like I usually don't prefer Bollywood movies just because I don't like it. I prefer Hollywood and South Indian movies a lot because nowadays Bollywood is losing the content they used to make. So, yeah, there are some different, like a lot of movies I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Hariharan. And moving on to the second question. Do you have any school crushes? And if yes, how many?
Is this even a question? I guess everyone has. Like it is obvious. Yeah, I have. Like crushes, yeah, I could say. Yeah. There were 3 to 4 people. Oh, secret disclosed. Yes, yeah, everyone keep silent, please. Yeah, yeah, there were 3 to 4 people. I had,
Yeah, great.
but never had a like never talked to them. Like yeah, I just talked to them like normal. Never made them know that I had a crush on them. So
Yeah, that's great. Even I had many crushes in my school.
yeah, that's
And now, and do you know driving a two-wheeler? And when did you learn it?
yeah. I do know riding, but I don't know actually drive. Like 4 wheel, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to drive. I know how to ride though. I learned it when I was in ninth class. Yeah, yeah. It was a huge struggle for me to learn because my father used to sit behind me and he used to shout at me like, if you ever make the like your bike fall, then I'll definitely beat. I'll definitely beat it. But he used to scare me like that, and that's how I learned how to ride a bike. It was a sweet memory. I learned. So,
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Hariharan. And you did a great job. Thank you for volunteering.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And now, can I have a second volunteer?
Myself,
Yeah, great.
I think Toastmaster Pra, she also opted. Pratyusha also. Table
Yeah,
talk.
okay, we will go next with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Karupaswamy sir. Yeah, your question is that have you ever seen a ghost and when it is?
Yeah. I have seen ghosts many times. See, if anything goes, see, unnatural as well as if anything, see, I have seen many times ghost in my dream, as well as in the TV shows and the movies. So in real life, I didn't see ghosts so far. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the ghost.
Thank you, sir. That's a great answer. And now your next question is going to be, if I give you a gun and you have an option to shoot somebody, and who that will be?
Hope some of us watched the movie காத்து வாக்குல ரெண்டு காதல். I want to shoot that director. See how a worst movie he has shooted. See, for that reason I want to shoot him. See, See, there are movies. See, we have watched many movies. See, you should have asked me that question instead of asking Hariharan. The movie I don't want to watch again is that Kaathuvaakla Rendu Kaadal. It's an utter waste film. See, if you give me a gun, I will shoot that director. I think it is Vigneshwar.
Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. Thank you, sir, for the question, for the great answer. Now, what is that one emotional movie that you cried last?
Actually, many movies we can say. See, last I watched the Triple R that I have watched. See, some scenes it was more emotional as usual. See, that credit goes to the director who has directed the Bahubali. See, the scenes where the hero will be crushed, as well as one British officer will come and hit him, and then the girl who was taken by the Britishers, that is they also she will also cry. So that scene was attracted me like anything. So that in that scene I was feel like crying. Don't go. I don't want to go to the Pasamalar. See, you should have heard about the Shivaji Ganesan and Savitri. If I tell that movie, it will be boring to you. So I have taken up the new one.
Thank you, sir, for your great answers, and you made all of us laugh. And next, Pratyusha, I'll just finish off with just two questions with you. Pratyusha, are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah. Don't worry, the question is going to be very simple.
Okay.
So, what is the funniest thing that you did in your childhood?
The funniest thing I would say is like when I didn't even know what was what, I did a thing which was actually I found it funny, but not everybody else around me did find it funny. I didn't like my grandmother, my dad's mother back then when I was a child, a kid. So there were drums around the home as there weren't tap facility available at the places. So what I did was I was very angry with her and took a we call Telugu in Telugu we call it binda. So which looks like a bucket and a round shaped pot, basically a pot. So I put it on her head, which she couldn't even remove, and they had to go to welding shop to cut it into half and take her head out. That was one funny incident. I found it funny, but none of them around me found it funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Toastmaster Pratyusha. And now your last question is going to be, what was the embarrassing moment that you had in your life? Anyone?
My embarrassing moment. Can I say my life? Whole life is embarrassing, not knowing get to which place and getting embarrassed in. Life is full of an embarrassing events. We cannot like particularly say this one is it and that is not. Yeah, but we can. It gives us a lesson like how to act in that kind of situations. So let's not be embarrassed of those and learn the lessons from it.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
really
to
great.
cut in. Sorry to cut in, but I think Pratisha and I both are in very embarrassing situations right now, not getting
Like
placed.
where all the students are getting, then here we are sitting with no placement in a hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster
All those
Pratyusha.
incidents.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you everyone for volunteering and for making this activity a great one. So I could really see the fun is not yet over, it is yet to come. Yes. So here I would like to hand over the session to the table topic master of today's session. Toastmasters Pratyusha. Over to you.
Happy afternoon, everyone. To my the tenacity on ourselves is intentionally choosing to pursue something better for us and doing it in spite of factors that is distracting and hardworking in an unfavored conditions is discipline. Happy afternoon once again to my fellow Toastmaster guest. I am Pratyusha, the table topic master of the today's event. Just like how discipline provides people with a set of rules to live their lives to the fullest, table topics help us train the members to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. The purpose of Table Topic Master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to participate their impromptu speaking. And I will also introduce a topic and call upon a speaker who will be given a maximum of 2 minutes to speak on the subject. Can I see some volunteers here to shoot my topics? Yes, I can see Hariharan raising his hand. Hello, Hariharan. The first table topic would be.
Yeah, just a moment, I'll just stand.
Sure.
Am I visible?
Yes. Yes, the subject of today's table topic first question would be, one won't be always be motivated. One must learn to be disciplined. I repeat, one won't always be motivated. One must learn to be disciplined.
Good evening, Toastmasters. If I want you to tell a story, that will be how I joined Toastmasters and how I'm here giving table topic in front of you. I was that kind of child who used to sit in front of a laptop, join a meeting but remain silent, join a class, remain silent. When others used to ask questions to the faculty who's teaching, I should remain silent because I never had that courage. I never had the thing to raise my hand and talk to the other person who's talking to me because I somehow felt that I don't have that energy. I don't have that talent to talk to people. I lack the talent of communication. I don't have good English speaking skills. But then that day came when Vellore, the DIT Vellore, had Toastmasters induction. I don't know why I just went and registered into Aura Toastmasters, even though I was really afraid of public speaking. I just went and volunteered. But then it was to my surprise that I got to know that I got inducted. Immediately, because of the fact that I was overjoyed, I used to normally go to sessions. I used to talk informally that made them feel that this guy may be here and there incompetent. But then I got my mentor. He told me that you have the talent, but you lack the discipline to be in a meeting. Then, from that moment, very moment, I went to a meeting. I tried to be a bit more formal. I tried to talk to other people who were elder to me. I conveyed my message very formally. Then I overcame my fear and I started volunteering for each and every table topic session. So that's how I'm here in front of you, giving table topic in Vellore VTC Club. Over to the TT. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Can we have the second volunteer? Yes, Ashwin. Hello, Ashwin. Happy afternoon.
Good evening.
The question for you is, what's that one thing you're handling better than your younger self? I repeat, what's that one thing you're handling better than your younger self?
I would like to use my 30 seconds buffer time. Can I begin my speech now? Timer? Uh,
Yes, please.
yeah. The one thing that I believe that I'm handling better than I used to is at how well I'm interacting with people and how I maintain my relationship with others. When I was younger, I used to be much more not an ex. I used to be much more extroverted. I used to talk to a lot of people. I used to maintain relationships with all of my friends and all my seniors and my juniors. But I realized that came at a cost. It ended up creating a lot of superficial relationships that required a lot of energy and unnecessary energy and time to maintain these relationships that didn't lead to anywhere else. Whereas I could have instead used this time to build a much more meaningful relationships with my friends and spend more time being with them and creating more precious memories. And the other thing that I became better at is at handling stressful situations. And I think that's not just to me, but to everyone else, because as we grow, we gain that maturity. And through the failings that happen at handling these stressful situations or any other situation, and from these failures, we learn how to handle them better. I think that's the case with me. I think I've been through a lot of embarrassing situations, a lot of stressful situations where I screwed up a lot of relationships, made enemies, or didn't react in a very mature way. But this helped me grow up, be a better person. And coming to VIT, I was able to use these knowledge and these failures to instead create a better relationship with my friends and be the mature person. And these are the things that I think I'm better at right now. And I hope that I'm better in the future than I am right now. That's it. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Ashwin. Can we now have the third volunteer? Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, would you like to take the third topic?
Okay, Pratiksha, I can.
Okay, here's your question. Habits you practice to improve discipline. I repeat, habits you practice to improve discipline.
Habits I practice to include the discipline, right? This is the
Yes.
question. Oh, timer, I'll take a 30 minutes time. 30 seconds time. Okay, I'll start. First of all, I was a very lazy person. As Bharath said, I wake up, my early morning start after 8 o'clock only. Then I found a lot of differences in my bodies. That is, I get body weight, some bad habits I've seen. I slept, I will go for sleep at late nights. I'll wake up mid afternoons, and I saw a lot of bad habits in my day-to-day behaviors. So one day I found that one thing, that is one habit to wake up. One habit, that is wake up early morning. I used to do that. That is, I fixed an alarm to wake up by 6 o'clock. I started walking. I go for walking. That one habit makes me to wake up on the early mornings. I followed for 48 days for continue this. So this followed every day, like even the rainy day, in a sunny day, no matter stops me that time. I was fully focused on doing walking at waking by 6 o'clock. So this one habit formed as a discipline to do that, like two beneficial way, like walking as well as waking me early. Thank you for you giving this opportunity. Over to you, Pratiksha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi. I have one final question. Can I have a volunteer?
Yeah, I would like to volunteer.
Yes, Toastmaster Bharath. The question is one thing at a time. I repeat, one thing at a time.
Sorry, can you repeat the topic again?
One thing at a time. I repeat, one thing at a time.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Pratyusha, for giving the topic. So when we all live in this modern world and in this stressful environment, we all just focus on a lot of things. We might think that multitasking is a great task. I mean, the people always believe that when they are to, even I could see that, and even myself, when I'm using my phone, I'm always just eating, and even I will be doing some other things. But you know what? When you're eating and when you're using the mobile phones, that is not a healthy habit. So it is just focusing on one thing that always makes us effective. Even when it comes to your working environment, people might be thinking that if they are doing multitask at the time, that they can become great, but that is definitely not. In simple ways, that it is like you spreading your energy on all the sides, but assume that you're spreading all your energy on one simple element. I mean, one single element, that you can focus more on that work, and you can be really effective on what you want to do. So just I would like to say that we always try, we always should do one thing at a time, which will make us effective in whatever we do. Thank you.
That was a great one. Thank you, TM Bharath. Here we come to an end of the table topic. Last here.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratyusha, for conducting a great table topic session. Well, now we have almost reached the important part of the session. And before that, I hope you all might have heard these lines from the great man Thiruvallur, that is, ஒழுக்கம் விழுப்பம் தரலான் ஒழுக்கம் உயிரினும் ஓம்பு போடும். Yeah, which means that when you're trying to follow and trying to be disciplined, we might be facing a lot of difficulties. It can be anything. But we should protect that discipline more than our life and more than our soul. So 2000 years before, he knew the value of discipline, and he explained it in just 2 lines. So we should protect our discipline more than our life and soul. So this is something that I wanted to share. And now we are into the most important part of the session, that is evaluation. So to conduct this, I would like to call the general evaluator of today's session, Toastmaster Ashmi.
Before I call upon my tag team, I would like to call the evaluator 1, TM Hariharan, to give his report.
Am I audible and visible? I'm audible and visible, right? Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Sritika's speech was as tangy and flavorful when you put a pani puri in your mouth and see the first of different flavors. Starting with the start of her speech, she started her speech with an energetic way. She asked a question, which is the perfect way to start any speech and make the audience instantly connected. Then she perfectly knew her speech and she structured very well. She first talked about her life, how her life was. Then she talked about how her life is now. Then she said how her life will be in future. That is start, middle, and the end. Even though she was sitting, she beautifully portrayed her speech with her nifty hand gestures. Like when she said, showing 5 minutes, and she said, these 5 minutes used to become 1 hour. We can clearly see, or we can clearly feel how and what she was going through at that particular moment in her life. Her vocal clarity. She had an amazing vocal clarity whenever she spoke. I could distinguish between each and every word. Now, third is her eye contact. Even though it's an online session, everybody is sitting in front of the laptop. She made sure that she didn't lose the connection with the audience because she was looking straight into the camera throughout her speech. Toastmasters Ritika, there are these secret masala I have for the Pani Puri that is your speech to make it even more better. Few of my suggestions are while giving or delivering a speech, try standing and giving it. Because if you stand, your hand gestures, and you will have a great effective stage coverage that is middle, right, and left, so that you can deliver your speech even more effectively. The second is try inculcating voice modulation. Lower your voice some part or deliver it even more softer. Like when you said, everything went well, but my family fell apart. Try using this voice modulation so that we can feel the pain that you went through at that moment. Third is you are moving a bit front and back when you're looking at the camera. It might make the audience feel that you are a bit not confident about what you're speaking. So stay stiff, hold your shoulders tight, and deliver your speech gracefully. The last is conclusion. When you are concluding your speech, you use the word finally two times. That made me feel that you are going to end your speech when you talked about Steve Jobs' quote. But you again started talking about something, and then you again said finally, then you ended your speech. So work on your conclusion. So I like your stage coverage, sorry, your start, your structure, your hand gestures. So I want you to work upon your voice modulation, and your eye contact, sorry, not eye contact, your stage coverage, and try standing in the speech. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Next, I would like to call the second evaluator, TM Savani. To TM Savani, you can go ahead and give your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside of yourself. Toastmaster Kriti was fortunate enough not to have just one, but two mentors in her life. Here are three things that I loved in Toastmaster Kriti's speech. Number one, the clarity. Clarity is something that did not derail at all in Toastmaster Kriti's speech. There was not a place in the speech where the audience strained their ears to listen or had to listen to what she had to say in the speech. We stayed with her throughout the speech from the beginning till the end. So great job on inducing amazing clarity in your speech. Number two, inducing storytelling. Again, Toastmaster Kriti did not just have one anecdote, but two in her speech. We all love a story that shows a person and their journey from zero to hero. She had that in both of her speeches while explaining the relationship that she had with her mentors. She very efficiently delivered how the mentorship impacted her, and the learnings from the story were imparted in clearly. This was also portrayed in a very clear manner by enacting the conversations that she has had with her mentors. So, great job on that. Number three, emoted the required areas. We could see that Toastmaster Kriti brought her characters to life. First, when she enacted her mentor in Toastmasters and then her mentor in her internship. She brought the characters to life by using indirect speech and giving their dialogues in their voice modulations, which put her in their shoes and assume their character and play it really well. So amazing job on executing it well. Here are two things that I would give as areas of improvement in Toastmaster Kriti's speech. Number one, uh, employing hand gestures. I was able to see that Toastmaster Kriti was being static and being in one place and not being open to the audience. So, what this makes the audience feel is that they're not being welcome to your speech or to your content, and also lose interest in whatever you're telling. So it is better to be dynamic in your speech, use hand gestures. And in a Zoom meeting, the blurred background could be removed, because in a few places, such as when you said the KSR Dam in Mysore, the finger that you were pointing got blurred by the blurred background. So this could be employed in a Zoom setup. Other than that, hand gestures can be dynamic instead of static. Number two, numerous breaks in the speech. I noticed that the speech was made up of numerous sentences which had a lot of full stops. This lost continuity in the story that you were narrating, which made the audience think that you were moving on to another topic when you were actually staying in one. So, to summarize, Kriti, you had great clarity. You engaged the audience with storytelling, used emotions to appropriately enact your characters. The two areas that you might want to work on are employing hand gestures and cut down full stops, and bring in connectivity in your speech. I'd like to congratulate you on finishing your level two with crossing out all the purpose and uh, in this speech. So all the best, and over to the general evaluator.
Next, I would like to call upon my tag team. Timer, could you please give your report?
I want to share my screen. Just a moment. Is my screen is visible? Thank you so much, Toastmasters, for the opportunity given to me. See, all Toastmasters, you have rocked the stage. See, actually, this is my timer report. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Shrutika took 5.55 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Speaker 2, Kriti, took 6 minutes exactly. Then 4 table topic speakers, they done it well. Then evaluation, Toastmaster Harihan, he has completed his speech in 3 minutes 24 seconds. Toastmaster Somani, she has crossed the higher limit of 3 minutes 30 seconds. Request you to take care in the future. So I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Shrutika and Toastmaster Hariharan, in both TT speaker as well as evaluator. They used the time perfectly. Kudos to you guys. Thank you, General Evaluator, and over to you.
Thank you, Timer, for your precise report. Next, I would like to call upon the R counter, TM Sadhana. Please present your report.
Dear fellow Toastmasters friends and guests, I am back. It's my pleasure to listening your speech and my report is here. So this was a great session. There is no more than 5 hours I could find. And but I could found overused word is and. So everywhere the and word is overused. Overall, this is considered to be a adipoli session, and I will give you corrections personally. And I used to be now. Let me give some comment tip. So first thing is, instead of using and, you can use in addition to, furthermore, moreover, besides, then, also. So both and, like another, equally important, etc. These kind of words you can put instead of using and. And my second tip, to overcome your filler words. So we can slow down, have a short sentence, pre-record yourself and listen to it. Be slow, have a same flow, and calm yourself and collect all your thoughts and just go on. And hope my report will give you something benefit. And that's it. Thank you, and over to general evaluation.
Thank you, R counter. And finally, I would like to call upon the grammarian, TM Mahalakshmi. Over to you, TM Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I really like the sessions. The session was so colorful, words, so much of idioms, phrases. I really enjoyed as a grammarian, and I would like to show my screen, which I noted down phrases, quotes, and the extraordinary words. And there is no grammatical errors I have found. Just a minute, I will share my screen. First is tomorrow is mystery, today is a gift. That's why we call it as present. Eleanor Roosevelt. Teachers like the enzymes, nature's goes to facilitated of change. There is a saying alterly attributed to Buddha, Siddha, Gautama. And third one is time heals everything. The mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself, and helps bringing it out to both protector and zero to hero. And words are beyond the ordinary, which means unusual, different, strange. And guiding force, guardian spirit. The third one is unnatural, strange, or odd. Fourth one is perseverance, determinations, employing, which means use or utilize. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Grammarian, for your report. Moving on to my report regarding the overall session. First, I would like to begin with the Surgeon at Arms. First, the session, even though we all were ready by 4:25, we began the session a bit late, only at 4:34. So I would like to request all the members to at least join the meeting 10 minutes prior and be ready by 4:25, at least 5 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin. Coming on to Sergeant at Arms, he explained the rules perfectly, and she stuck to the team, but made sure that the theme wasn't revealed. Oh Lord, she did her job perfectly. I would also like to shine some light on the president for bringing the theme along with the World Environment Day, and also shining some spotlight on TM Kriti as it's her birthday today. Coming to the Toastmaster of the day, I think the session was very interactive and humorous. The TM Bharath was very supportive to the icebreaker, and the second speaker, TM Kriti, congratulating them once the speech was over, and also wishing them and encouraging them before the speech began. And also the session that was there in between the prepared speeches and TTM was very interactive, and a lot of unexpected questions and even more unexpected answers were heard. And it was really nice to see all of us smiling once the session was over. And it was also like a very quick warm session before the actual table topic session began. Coming to table topic session, it was a great job from TM Pratyuksha, who also used the word of the day. I think that wasn't mentioned by the grammarian, so I would like to say that. She used the word of the day, and she also mentioned the purpose of the TTM table topic session perfectly. The topics proposed were very thought-provoking and was related to the theme. And along with it, the questions also helped the speaker to think back and realize how they have grown over the period of time, and also gave the listeners an understanding on how they can also utilize the methods used by the speaker to attain more self-discipline. And I believe there is some issue with TM Pratiksha, that's why she couldn't turn on her webcam. But I would like to request all the members to turn on the webcams when they are speaking or addressing the guests. Coming to my tag team, TM Karupsami, who's the timer, perfectly explained his role and the importance of maintaining and sticking to the time limits. He mentioned, most importantly, mentioned to ping himself before the speaker began speaking so that they could keep track of the time limits. The only suggestion I would like to give is, while he was explaining the rules, he could have changed the background behind him so that the speakers and the guests knew how the background would look in case they were a first time attending these sessions. Coming to the R counter, they too stuck, TM Sadhana stuck to the theme. She mentioned the role perfectly, and what are all the examples of different R's and filler words that were used usually, and how that could have been improved in a report. And the only advice I would like to give is she could have gone a bit more slower. She was really fast during her introduction, but during her report, she was very slow, and she gave a very precise report. And also a lot of tips were given that could have been used to replace the word and a lot of tips were recording yourself and listening to it before actually uh, giving the speech. I think that was a very useful tip given by other encounter. And once again, jumping back to the timer, the timer also gave a very precise report while sharing a screen, where he also mentioned the list of speakers, the specified time limits for each speaker, along with the actual timing used and the remarks. I think that was a great takeaway and something that has to be practiced by all of us from now on in the future. Coming to the grammarian, it was a perfect report from her as well. Sharing the screen with a list of idioms and the phrases used really helped us soak in, and I hope everyone is able to use it in the future. One recommendation is that I hope from now on the grammarians quickly post the word of the day as soon as they finish their introduction, because a text box in the middle of someone else's speech can be kind of distracting to the speaker who's speaking, because they have to look at the screen. And a text box in usually the text for the word of the day is pretty huge and it covers almost half the screen. So I would request the grammarian to post it as soon as she's done with her introduction. Coming to evaluator one, TM Ariharan, I think he has done a beautiful job. First, he started off by congratulating the icebreaker, TM Shrutika. Since it's an icebreaker, he was very optimistic and only focused on the positive remarks. He used a sandwich method of evaluation where he first gave the positive remarks, then he went on to the suggestions, and then he finished it off by the summary where he again reiterated his positive parts and added up further on to his evaluation. His reports were precise and concise, and he clearly mentioned the improvements that he wanted her to work on by giving her the examples and how they could apply the improvements to the sentences which she used. Coming to evaluator 2, the report was given in points. I think that helped each suggestion and strengths to be more distinct and more easy to understand. 3 positive remarks and 2 suggestions were given, followed by a summary. I think that too comes under the sandwich method of evaluation. Though she went a bit over time, she provided an amazing evaluation, which will be really helpful for the speaker. Yeah, that's it from my end. Over to Toastmaster of the Day.
Yeah, thank you, General, for giving such a brief, detailed evaluation report. Thanks for a great job. And now we have reached the conclusion part of the session. So the thing that I wish to tell is that we all wanted to be disciplined, and we all wanted to get the credits of being disciplined from the environment we live in. But we are never ready to take the tasks that we need to do. Yeah, that is the one thing that we all are missing in the life of a journey. I just want to summarize everything that I have told in just 2 lines. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. I hope I have explained in some sort of self-discipline, and thanks for the opportunity, and over to the presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Bharath, for that topic. I would now request everyone to fill in the form to decide on the ballot winners. I have 8 responses, one more, and we can announce the results. Thank you. So the best tag role player goes to our timer, Toastmaster Karpusa. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's a pleasure having you, sir. The best role player goes to none other than our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Bharath. The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Harihar. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The best speaker goes to our first time speaker, Toastmaster Shrutika. Congratulations, Shrutika.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations, Shrutika, on breaking into the pathways and giving your first icebreaker. So, would, yes, Toastmaster Karupasamy, would you like to give your feedback?
Thank you so much, the presiding officer. See, from the beginning onwards, I have seen there is a lot of energy into the session. Starts from the sergeant at arms to the presiding officers, and then the concluding session also. So, one small suggestion is, since we have time, you can allow 6 table topic speakers. See, I have seen only 4 speakers there. Then I suggest you to go for 6 plus like that, so that we can give more opportunity to the audience and speakers. Also, one more suggestion: the table topic master can call the newcomers like Shrutika, and then see, if they keep on calling the experienced Toastmasters, they will see if she calls so many. She is great in table topics. So, what is there in answering a table topic section? So, like that, it's a small suggestion. Thank you so much for calling me. Yeah, have a good evening to all.
Thank you so much, sir. Toastmaster Hari, would you like to give your feedback?
So the session, the TMOD, even though we actually used to have like 2 TMODs like per session, but Toastmaster Bharath single-handedly just took our session from start to the end. He didn't even stutter a bit. He was very confident. I really liked the confidence everyone, timer, everyone like the atmosphere here was really welcoming, heartwarming. I didn't feel like I'm going to some session. They are not a part of me. Like it made me feel like we all are Toastmasters and we all we all like a family. So it was really heartwarming to come here and give an evaluation in the Toastmasters. And then really looking forward to come again to the Toastmasters.
Yeah, thank you. You're always welcome. So whichever area, division, district we belong to, at the end of the day, we are Toastmasters.
Yeah.
So would anyone like to say anything? Okay. Okay, with that, I'd like to adjourn this meeting until next Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for joining.